Right on time. Good. All right. Our final ensemble this evening is our Wind Symphony. And we're going to continue, obviously, in this theme of music and composers from around the world. Our first piece tonight is called Arabesque by Samuel R. Hazo. And this piece is inspired by the sounds of Middle Eastern music, and it's composed in three parts. There's a tazim, a dukka, and a karat. Don't worry if you don't know what those mean, right? You'll hear them. And you'll just know, like, oh, that's definitely dukka, got it. Now, Samuel Hazo, his parents emigrated, actually his grandparents, from the Middle East, and so he has this heritage and he grew up with it. But I did want to read something he had mentioned in the liner notes, which I think is pretty funny, and it's something that, as a son of a very proud immigrant mother, I can definitely understand and attest to this kind of sentiment. And so Hazo explains, I had not heard any full-out Arabic pieces for wind orchestra, and I knew of this culture's deep and rich musical properties. So I figured that one might as well come from me. Plus, my mom asked if I was ever going to write one. So, this is Samuel Hazo's Arabesque. haven't shared that piece. All right, our next piece up is, in most years and many years, we will feature one of our seniors in a concerto performance. And this year, we are featuring Miss Danny Arditi on flute. So this is a piece entitled Poem by Charles Thomason, is it Griffiths? Griffiths. Okay, Griffiths, yes. Okay. And hope you enjoy. So there's a story to our next piece. I guess the story's for all of them. So for quite a while, and this is a tradition started by Mr. Armstrong, if you come out to our winter concerts, tradition is that we play Lincolnshire Posing. We've done it a number of years. I remember the first time that we did it, Mr. Armstrong I think got through 3 or 4 of the movements, and then we kept adding it until we had the full set, and then we had COVID, and then we tried to bring it back, and it's been difficult. And this year we played all of the movements except for movement 3. And one of the things as we got to the end of that concert, getting to it, the students here were really not happy that we played the movement 3, and I promised them that, you know, we're gonna play it. I promise that we will not let you graduate and not have played this piece in concert. So I promised that we'd move it over, and wonderfully, it still kind of fits into our theme. So this is from the Lincolnshire Posy Suite by Percy Aldridge Granger, who is Australian, and he wrote this piece, though, based off of folk songs and folk tunes from Britain, specifically in the Lincolnshire area. And what he did for many, many years, he just traveled on the country. He went to pubs and went to just areas where people were kind of hanging out and just asked, hey, that's a really cool song, can I record you singing it? And the story goes that there are a couple, and this is actually not one of them, but there was at least one movement, I think, where the people who were singing for him were quite, well, they were drunk. And he just didn't know that that wasn't the way it was supposed to be sang. He's like, okay, cool is what it is. And then it ended up in the music, right? It's kind of this folklore that's kind of gone for years. So this particular piece, he recorded it and wrote it in 1906, and notes that it came from the singing of a man named Joseph Taylor in Lincolnshire. It's called Rufford Park Poachers, again, based off this folk song. And the reason why the whole suite is called Lincolnshire Posy is Granger had this thought of all this different music basically being like wildflowers, spread across the countryside, and all these beautiful little things across all this great music. So this is the third movement from Granger's Lincolnshire Posy. have to be honest, that is one of only two pieces that honestly scare me as a conductor, because there are so many opportunities where I can really destroy the ensemble if I mess up. So I'm glad that went just beautifully well, and I'm very relieved that we're past that now. Thank you. Our next piece, this composer actually was introduced to me by Mr. Armstrong. Last year we featured one of her pieces, symphonic band played it, called Ancient Flower, am I right? This is written by a composer named Yukiko Nishimura out of Japan. And this piece is called Smiling After the Rain. Just a beautiful melody, really, really kind of just soft and pretty and life. And I wanted to read kind of what she was thinking and her idea as to what she wanted this piece to represent. So the composer writes, I wanted to create something that brings happiness and smiling, which we find in small daily events. So I hope as we play this, right, that sentiment fills the entire room. This is called Smiling After the Rain. of those pieces I think that in the wind band world, and certainly in directors, especially high school and college, it's one of those kind of bucket list pieces, right? Ones you always just like, just do that piece. I have had the privilege of being able to do it. This is the second time we've done it. It's been a while. And the reason why it's one of those bucket list pieces, other than it's, as you'll hear, just a phenomenal piece of music, is it's really not very easy. And in fact, this was written by Ron Nelson, is one of his first major pieces for wind band. And it was written while he was on summer vacation in a place called Rocky Point in Rhode Island, which actually used to have a theme park. The Rocky Point theme park was there for over 100 years, and just in the last 20 years shut down because people weren't going to it anymore. And so Frank Bennett Christicuto from the University of Minnesota heard another piece, an orchestral piece that was written by Ron Nelson, and contacted Ron Nelson and said, hey, I really like your music. I want you to write a piece for our wind band. They're actually doing an international tour. And he said, okay, cool. And started, and the first question, good composers will come back and say, so tell me about your ensemble. What are the limitations? What are the things I need to be careful about, right? What kind of range things, what kind of talent, what kind of skill, what areas should I highlight? And basically, the commissioner, Frank, said, no restrictions, just go for it. To which Ron Nelson responded with, this is his words, I'm going to write a tremendously difficult piece. That was his response to that. And he did, for literally every instrument in the ensemble. But it is a blast. It is a super, super fun piece. But before we jump into it, just to get us kind of in the mood, and obviously we've traveled around the world, we're back now in the United States, and just to get that picture of that holiday. And it's not like going to Disneyland today. This is like, think 70s, 80s holiday, and what that must have felt like. And what kind of energy, and what kind of different sights and sounds. I've got something to show you. Ready? Are you excited? So this piece is 5 minutes of that, just over and over and over again. Are you ready? Are you ready? Can someone take mine for it? From the top, is it the head? Thank you so much. Enjoy the evening. Please join us starting next week, Tuesday night, for all of our senior recitals that happen between here and the Black Box. Schedules up on charts. We recitals Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday, I think. Yeah, there's a bunch all happening next week. Have a great, great weekend. Stay safe, drive safe. Thank you all.